Okay, today is October 7th, day before elections in Pennsylvania. I'm going to be replacing a boiler, and it's one of those tankless jobs. It's a Buderus. It's a piece of junk. It's leaking here. There's not much lights. I gotta get the lights on, and the control board's out. By the time you're done playing here, it would be over $2,000. So I told her to replace it. I'm gonna put a Dunkirk back in here and right into the chimney cast iron boiler. You can see that this place is a mess. It's pretty well loaded. I'll get back to you with more footage. Okay, I started to progress here at the disconnect. Now, if you see here, this yo-yo put plastic band iron to hold these steel pipes. So what I got to do is I have to take these off and put some metal band iron, because I don't know what the heck these people have in their mind. They really don't know. And it's amazing. This was done by HVAC Air Conditioning and Heating Company. So I'm going to fix that with some band iron, and I'll get back to you as I get this ripped out. You can see this is a mess. Quartering, I guess. Okay, I have my regular light on. For some reason it flickers. This is where it's all leaking. This is a pretty bad installation here. Wasn't maintained. The tubes leaking, rusted out. And I have the, you can see, they use plastic band iron. I got more ties here. It looks like this Challenger. And actually, I can show you this board was bad here. This at my price is like $500–600. So by the time she was done playing, probably well over $1,000 to play with this thing. And I said it's not worth it. This is a Buderus Logue Max Plus GB 142. In the size of the radiators and pipe in this house, these are 2-inch pipes. The one radiator in the first floor living room is enormous. I don't understand how they calculated to install this. But in the meantime, I'll get busy here and have some more footage as I progress. Okay, so here I discovered, after upon cutting the plastic, there was actually more issues with this Buderus. This was never sealed properly. There was a crack in the exhaust, and whatever, the gasket was dried out. So apparently these had some issues. The gaskets were wore out, so this thing was probably spilling carbon monoxide. I don't know. But believe it or not, the company that installed this told the woman, the customer, not the woman, that they were going to fix it by replacing the control panel in here, which I find to be nuts. This was even broke off too, cracked in there. As far as I'm concerned, if you're replacing a boiler, this is not something to be putting in a house with massive steel heating pipes and huge radiators. I'm going to take a walk upstairs to show you the radiator, the size of the living room radiator. This averaged out to be about $88,000. I'm putting a 92.5 in Dunkirk. I want to show you the radiator. If you hear me talking, I have I'm not filming you or your address. I have a YouTube channel for my business. So this is the enormous radiator that's in this living room. and there's more throughout the house. This is the dining room radiator. I filmed some of my work. I saw other people do it, and I do it to protect myself and to, you know, it gets me traffic online. There's a lot of stuff in this house. See, it's pretty loaded. I almost got poked in the head. But the boiler itself, this was a gas tank. They didn't even have a grind on it, a bond. This was the company that put this in. They're nuts. I would never use that type of equipment in the house. Okay, let me get back to work. Okay, we got the Bidaris crap out of here. This hanger's pretty tough. And what I'm going to be doing is once the owner moves all their belongings out of here, the son forgot to move it, we're going to set this Dunkirk 92.5 BTU hot water boiler into the chimney. The chimney's okay, I checked it. It's 92,500. Why they put this tankless job in, I don't know. It had numerous issues to be repaired, and it wasn't economically fit to repair it, I told her. But anyway, I had to mark the lines. I traced them from the first floor. The first floor you see the return and return, and this was feed. Now this is a feed. This particular company that's in Pittsburgh, I'm not going to mention the name, I think it's seen on there. It's coincidental that I'm taking this job out. They didn't have these lines marked. Usually you would put an R or an F so you don't cross the lines. Everybody does before you take the old boiler. So luckily I was able to trace the lines, which is the return and feed, because if you cross them you're going to have big problems. The owner told me they had numerous issues. They had to come back with the PVC piping and everything else. Those things I'm just going to cap with Franco caps. But in the meantime, the boilers are being delivered. HVAC distributors in Pennsylvania is coming. They have a branch in Pittsburgh, and I'll have more footage on this Bidaris takeout. Okay, we have the Dunkirk 92.5, 92,500 BTU, 84% efficient hot water boiler in here. Now I'll set it here tomorrow when the owner and her son move this stuff. My assistant will help me bring this down. They're very light. I like these very much more than the slant fin, believe it or not. The slant fin made a 90,000. But in the meantime, I'll have some more footage of the hookups to these lines and the completion. So in the meantime, this is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh, November 7th, the day before elections for the Senate and governor in Pennsylvania. Until tomorrow, sign off. Okay, this is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh. It's November 9th, the day after the elections. And this is the progress of the Dunkirk 92.5 hot water boiler. I'll have some more footage here. Yesterday I couldn't take any, but this is the progress, and will be done here today. I'll have some more additional footage of what this turns out to be.
Will suit a blue.
Okay, this is progressing on the Dunkirk. I'm listening to 1320 WJS Dan Bongino going over the midterm elections yesterday. Apparently, we have a Democrat. They can't count the ballots. They got problems with ballots not being turned in. Luzerne County in Pennsylvania, not Allegheny County, Luzerne County, didn't get turned in, and they're awarding Fetterman and Shapiro. Apparently, it seems to be a political shammy. All Pennsylvania's districts are red, except for about 8 or 12 districts, and they're claiming the Democrats won. But nevertheless, we're going back to a Democrat senator after three
Why can't we count the vote? Why do we refuse?
Terms of a Republican senator, which was Pat Toomey. So anyway, getting back to the boiler, I have the lines connected.
Here's my second.
Now I'm going to shut this radio off so I can
Trust
talk.
me, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I warned you about it yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, try
And
to
I'll
listen.
get back
Try
to
it over reality.
So in the meantime, we got the circulator on a supply, and this is the way I'm doing it other than the slant fin hookups. I believe you'll see the first part of the video of the Buderus, the heating and cooling company, when it was a mess. They used 1-inch pipe. So this is the water supply. I relocated that from the ceiling down here with the backflow. Now I don't know what you people are doing in your state, but according to the Federal Safe Water Drinking Act, not local authority, you're to have an atmospheric residential dual check backflow preventer, not a dual check, before the regulator. I use the Caliphate, it has the gauge. They're pretty good, but they have a problem dripping occasionally. So this particular backflow ahead of this fill valve has to be dual check atmospheric residential backflow. Commercial has to be an RPZ, testable for commercial. So you can't use just a dual check. It has to be a dual check with atmospheric vent. So if there's a backflow situation, the vent opens and discharges the rusty black water that's inside the still pipes or whatever's in there. Antifreeze, as some systems use, glycol. Okay, so I'll get back here with the completion and have some more footage. As soon as this the water's about 116, the circulator's on. Now when that drops below 120, the circulator will shut off. As you can see, we are moving water here. It's not quite copper, has some blue on it. But this 2-inch line is all getting hot. And this is really hot here. Now I don't particularly know why that other company put that wall hung boiler for a big house like this. I really believe they don't know that you need a cast iron boiler for cast iron radiators, especially huge ones, and you're really not going to save anything. This boiler that was in here, that was on the wall, just in the repairs and probably the servicing, there were some other things wrong with it, would have been well close to $1,500 or $2,000 a repair. It wasn't worth it. This is a 2-inch return line right here. So this is returning too. The Dunkirk is keeping up very good. The math called for 88,000 input, even with 10% adding for piping loss. The 92 is just right. Alright, this is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh, finishing another Dunkirk 92,500. DXL-095K, DXL-095K model. It's 92,500, and we're done. The Califfi company, if you have better gaskets, I'm having problems with your union nuts, the hard fiber washers. It would be much preferable going to rubber gaskets. That's about it. Here's another shot of the circulation here. Returns coming back. We got our supply. There's a little bit of air in there. It'll come out through the bleeder. Okay, so in the meantime, until the next adventure,